Today you are working on adding color to your crazy hair day self-portrait. We will be using watercolor paints, water, and a paintbrush. You will start with your lightest color, yellow, when you begin to paint. But before you put any paint on your paper, you're going to find the middle of your paper and fill in an area with just water. This is a technique in watercolor painting called wet on wet. So you get your paper wet first in just a small area where your yellow will go. You get your brush wet again and then swirl 10 times into the yellow. You will then paint over where you had put water on your paper with the yellow. So the yellow is the lightest color, and that's where we want to start whenever we're painting so that our brush and our water don't get dirty. Filling in that space with yellow. When you are finished with one color, you will clean off your brush by touching it into the bottom of your water cup and then getting more water and filling your the next space on your paper with water. So I'm going to the left of my yellow, adding some water there, and then my next color will be orange. And we are going to be going in the order of our color wheel. So we know that on one side of yellow we need orange because yellow and red make orange. And then on the other side of the yellow will be green because yellow and blue make green. So I got my paper wet, filled it with water, then I swirled into my orange. Now I'm filling that area with orange, and I want to make sure that my color is nice and vibrant, and the water on the paper just helps my paint spread a little bit more. But notice how I'm not trying to mix together my yellow and my orange. Now I'm getting my next space wet and then swirling into my red because we need red and yellow on either side of our orange to make this correct for our color wheel. When I am done with my red, I would then move to the other side of my color wheel. I would need to clean out my brush first, making sure to get that little part of my paper wet before I start painting so that my paint can go on smoothly. And make sure you're not getting your paper too wet. If you get your paper too wet, the paper will tear, and we don't want that to happen either. So the spot next to my yellow is wet, and now I need to add green because yellow and blue make green. So I've swirled into my green color 10 times, and I'm filling that little triangle with green. So we want enough areas to have the six colors of our color wheel in our crazy hair. And it's okay if your hair was not perfectly separated. You would just make sure that you have 6 areas of color. So I'm getting my next space wet, swirling into my blue because I need my blue and my yellow on either side of my green to make my color wheel correct. Filling that space in with long, smooth, even brush strokes, making sure not to use too much water or my paper will tear. And my last color that I will use after I clean my brush off and get my paper wet is purple. So I got my paper wet, swirling into my purple, and that is my final color of my color wheel, purple, that I will fill in because red and blue make purple. And that is how you paint the color wheel in your crazy hair day color wheel self-portrait. Good luck.